Now, depending on where you live in this country, some of you are gonna see this card and go, that's really cool. Others are gonna go, that is disgusting. Now, why do you think I might like this card? It has nothing to do with Project 2020 or Project 70 or Nolan Ryan. So without a video last night, hopefully you had time to go back and check out that Tuesday night video where I spoke about my kind of origin story around the hobby and what I was doing before I started talking about Project 2020 and now Project 70. But welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, otherwise known on Twitter, and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards. And the website that you want to go to purchase every single Project 70 card that is released over the past couple of weeks, it is my website. Every single card is just $18, and I also have older cards, older inventory available for sale on there as well. So check out the website. Also, you can view every single card that has been released so far in this set. And now, while I strive to have most of the relevant new cards on the website, there are a couple new cards that I will probably never have on the website, and it actually is very, very good news here. Last week, we spoke about a lot of bad news around chase cards not being made or produced. Finally, towards the end of the week, we had some real positive news around that Brooks Robinson by Blake Jameson, but today we got some more fantastic news. Just a couple of days after we started seeing the Lauren Taylor Mickey Mantle card show up at our doorsteps, we have finally now seen the first glimpse of the Roger Maris out of 61 chase card, and no one other than Lauren Taylor posted a photo. She hit card number 9 of 61. This photo here is from her Discord channel, so it's great to see that chase card was shipped out with the original order. But now for myself, I did want to show off one simple card in the mail, and it's a card that I've been waiting for 6, 8, 9, maybe even a year now. It is the signed Jackie Robinson by Grotesque. So here is that card, and it was great to see Kimu have these cards ready to go. So there is the signed Jackie Robinson. This is the back of it here, of course, with the Grotesque stamp and the numbering out of 95. And now, if you did notice on his website on Friday of last week, there were only 11 of the 20 cards available. Tomorrow, he's gonna have the remaining 9. There are, though, limited quantities of these, and they are gonna be a little more expensive. $50 last week was a fantastic price, but these first cards are gonna be some of the the older cards, the newest ones from his Project 2020 set. So the price will be a little bit higher, so jump on the website and pick up those Grotesque signed autographs. And now I did want to clear something up here that I spoke about a few weeks ago that's kind of been making its rounds on Twitter around why or how I've hit so many foils in my Project 70 shipments. And yes, I have hit 10. That is very nice. I do, though, order a ton of singles, so my chances of hitting a foil are greater. There are only a handful of cards that I've ever bought more than one of, outside of what I'm doing now with pre-ordering, which is only 2 or 3 per card. But when it comes to the foils, I'm gonna be very clear here. There is no magic formula. A few weeks ago, I said, take it for what it's worth. Here is when I buy my Project 70 cards. I usually buy them either late at night on the very last night of release or early morning. My days usually begin around 5 in the morning here, Pacific Standard Time, and so if I'm ordering cards, I'm ordering them around 5:10. So that means I'm ordering them towards the end of the buying window. But here is why that is a zero-sum game. If everyone takes that advice and now buys every card at the end, that just shifts the buying window from the middle to the end, and now the end is further down the road. So there's no way of knowing, or there's no magic formula here to hit a foil. The key, though, is I have bought a ton of singles, maybe too many singles at the end of the day. So it is great to see everyone hitting foils all the time, but remember, there is no secret to hitting a foil in Project 70. And so while we're on the topic of foils, we might as well cover the Monday cards, the latest cards we can receive in a foil finish. All 4 cards together came in just over 4,200, 4,205 to be exact. The average of all 4 cards, 1,051. So as we surmised a couple of days ago, the Monday cards, there were not really going to be any home runs. That George Brett by Crayola fell under 800. The Jeter led the way over 1,200. But as we all know, it is not how you start, it is always how you finish. And when you talk about cards that could really drive that print run needle, it is going to be some of the cards that we saw today in Project 70. So what cards did we lay our eyes upon this morning? First up, it is going to be Ken Griffey Jr. by Alex Pardee. Second up, it is Mike Piazza by Andrew Thiel. Third is Morning Breath with their Shohei Ohtani. And then ending the day, it is going to be 10 Lincecum by Toy Tokyo. But now we must give credit where credit is due. Yes, Toy Tokyo gets credit for that card, but Toy Tokyo is a brand, not an artist. The artist behind that Lincecum is none other than Mark Bodie. Check his work out at Mark Bodie Official on Instagram. You can see the art style, and the 10 Lincecum here fits in very nicely with his overall design style. This is now Lincecum's second card in Project 70. The first one was by Quicks. But now let's picture a world where these are the only two 10 Lincecum cards we're going to get in Project 70. Which one is better? This one by Mark Bodie or the other one by Quicks? Yes, the Quicks one has a lot more going on in it versus the brown background, but Quicks does something that I think Mark Bodie does here even better. The nickname. Quicks had to spell it out, the freak. When you take a look at Lincecum here from Mark Bodie, he looks like a freak. That man, the way he threw a baseball, as violent as he did and as successful as he was, you can almost look at this card and go, that man on that card is a freak. But maybe we'll get lucky here and we'll see a couple more Lincecums at the end of this. I'd love to see Natural go after 10 Lincecum in his set. But now a player that we've seen now 19 times in Project 70 is none other than Shohei Ohtani, this time by Morning Breath, and they have used 2002 Topps as the inspiration for this card. And as we talked about on last release for Morning Breath, their print runs have been dropping quite rapidly over the past 4 to 5 cards. Their Derek Jeter has been the only one to top over 1,000, but I do believe this Shohei Ohtani is going to make a very nice sizable chunk of their overall print run. And my biggest critique of Morning Breath cards for this entire year has been the face, but there is no question on this Ohtani, even with it being pink and green in the colors they used, that is the face of Shohei Ohtani. The question on this card is, how well will it sell? Will this card top 5,000 to 6,000, or is this going to be just another run-of-the-mill 3,000 to 4,000 card because Morning Breath hasn't sold that well the entire year? But now the card, in my opinion, that should sell the most copies today, but it will not. It is the actual 2001 Topps card of Mike Piazza here by Andrew Thiel. And I say that because if you go to the Topps website, it shows Shohei Ohtani from being 2001 Topps, and literally on the top of the card it shows 2002. So it's really hard to not laugh at that mistake when it's clear as day that Ohtani is from '02. But this artwork from Andrew Thiel is just pure. You have the catcher, which to me is a nod to his original rookie card in the catcher pose. You have the Mets background, you have the scoreboard. This card is just, I think, beautiful. It's really weird for me to say that again about another Mike Piazza card. Maybe deep down, I'm a Mike Piazza collector. I just didn't know it. I do know, I remember as like a 9 or 10-year-old kid going into a card store, looking at that Bone rookie card. I think it was like $30 or $25, whatever the price was. I couldn't afford it, and I just wanted to own a copy. I still don't own a copy to this day, but maybe that single memory of Mike Piazza is why I like this card so much. But now it's time to end the day on what I'm going to call the Tourist Trap card from the Thursday releases. We have the 13th Ken Griffey Jr., this time by none other than Alex Pardee. This is a player that Alex Pardee collected heavily as a kid and was his favorite baseball player growing up. This is great to see another Seattle Mariner, but as I said at the very beginning, a lot of you are going to say this card's really cool, and if you live in the Seattle or Pacific Northwest area, you're going to say this card is disgusting, and I mean that in a very positive, comical kind of way here. The inspiration behind this card, and I will tell you a side story here, when I saw that video from Alex Pardee, deep down inside I really wanted it to be an Ichiro, but no, I'll settle here for a Griffey. The inspiration behind this card is the gum wall from Pike Place here in downtown Seattle. It's only about 10 minutes from where I live. It's really cool to go to Pike Place. It's the ultimate tourist trap. I haven't been there in many, many years. Even before COVID, I never really went there. But the gum wall, what you do is you go there, you take some chewed gum and you put it on the wall, and there is just gum all down the wall. It is nasty, it's disgusting, but it's the ultimate tourist trap. You have to go there, you have to get your photo taken, and it ultimately just ends up sticking with you as being a very, very positive memory of your trip to Seattle because that gum wall is so unique. And on this Griffey, this is the 18th card from 1986 Topps. I do really appreciate the fact that he kept it true to that year. This is, though, Alex Pardee 11th card. He had just a tremendous first half of Project 70, the #1 artist, printing over 100,000 cards in the first 10. This begins, of course, the second half. How will his cards do, and will Alex Pardee at the end of the day end up as the #1 artist in Project 70? I guess we'll find out here in the next 5 to 6 months. With that, this will complete your daily download for Thursday in Project 70. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you are notified the moment I post up my weekly videos, my nightly videos. What?